Hello everyone, and a warm welcome to the Directions Live online webinar series by Esri Malaysia. My name is Amir Faisal and I'm your host for today's session. Introducing today's presenter is Alvin Kaur, our Senior Industry Consultant with the Enterprise Consulting team of Esri Malaysia. So he will be leading our webinar today, and without any further ado, I shall pass the presentation to Alvin. Over to you, Alvin.
Thank you, Amir. And for today's webinar, we will talk about the power of location intelligence for the commercials. So as a beginning, just want to highlight that some of the example is actually based on the number of series of discussion with the industries. And we find out that in the commercial markets that what are the common challenges. So from what we understand is like you all have a lot of data. You're trying to find a method to combine all those and then to display it in a single platform. Or the challenge will be like, where's the best place that I can put my stores? Where is the best place that I can market my products? And who do I sell it with? Okay, and then the next one on the list will be like resizing the full potential in the markets. So if I want to go to an area, will there be a possibility that if I add additional stores, are they going to increase my sales, or am I cannibalizing my own stores? These are some of the challenges normally that we see for those commercial markets. And of course, another one which is in the list will be the detecting the changes in the market earlier on. So something like a market trend, what's a new trend that the customer is behaving, and then where are the best trading areas, what kind of strategies should I use based on the current economic trend, right? So for the common goals is basically very straightforward, is to modernize the workflow and secure it with a fast and easy method. So something like I can actually do the viewing or get some analytics on the fly using our mobile apps or something like that. And the decisions that we made or that the company is making need to be location enabled. So when we talk about retail, normally we talk about online to offline. So online platform with so many online commercial platforms which is available for the people to purchase. Offline is more to a platform where for those customers who do not like to see or buy things online, they prefer the old conventional method to see the item, touch it, experience it by themselves, and you need to understand which are the best location to address those customer needs, right? So the other thing is like what are the potential markets that I can fully go in with the bigger returns based on the demographics, the purchasing power of that area, something like that. Okay, so the outcome is normally when we talk about in Esri is like integrating the workflow, your internal workflow, so that you are able to manage the spatial data and also to perform some analysis. Okay, and have a holistic view for your markets. Okay, full assessment and prioritize. If I want to sell something very in this price line, which are the best location that I can put it in based on the demographics data, based on some competitor analysis, and based on those internal workflows that you have, right? So the other one is like how do I maximize the trade area? Okay, so is my current locations have already exceeded the full potentials? So is there any view or is there any further things that I can do to increase the revenue for that specific area? All right. So let's go to some of the use cases that what we think for Esri is that first of all, site collectors. Okay, site collectors normally we're talking about how do I market my product? What are the is it optimizable, and is it optimized? So it's more like market developers that they want to go to the sites and understand which are the best stores Is it this is the right tools? I mean the right location should I go? And then how big is the square feet? How many parking lots? Is the traffic condition is good? Is there any MRT or LRT accessibility? Okay, the affordability of that area. All these information you need to store in a single location, and most importantly, you need to share it to the relevant departments, right? So the next one is that after I understand the best location, I need to understand the customer. I need to have a 360 view of the customers, that how do they purchase their goods? Is it online, or they walk in, or they prefer drive-through, for example? So these kind of things that will help the marketers to understand the full potential. And if I have those customer base, my members, I would like to know where are they, so that I can understand the catchment, so that I can serve them within 10 or 15 minutes drive time, for example. So the other method is that it also can be embedded, or it can be shared as a service, or collaborate with your internal analytic tools for your BI tools, for example, like your Power BI from Microsoft, something like that. All right. The next one is more to show when you identify your locations. I want to know, do a research. Is the site analysis where is the site affordable? Okay. Do I purchase the land or the shop lot, or do I lease it? Which are the best approach? I need to do some research and all these things, which will help me, right? And on the market landscape is that I want to know where are all the point of interest is, so that I know, and then I can actually further help the real estate departments in my commercial, so that do I go for a 30 years contract or 15 years contract, or do I buy a piece of land, I build the whole thing from scratch? All these actually coming in by using the locations and ArcGIS, which is what Esri can support these kind of ideas. And last, the next quadrant, if you look at it, is more on your sales performance. Okay, so when I decide to open a store, I want to look at my existing store around the nearest area, or the site that I pick. Is it giving me the possible increasing my sales? Okay, and how do they operating? All right, and the category of SKU can be something like a basket analysis. So when I offer a certain product, a promotion in that area, is the size of my basket increased, or the customer is only going in to buy the item that I go for a promotions? So this kind of information is very important, so that it can share across all the department, not just one of them, right? And the next quadrant, if you look at it, is more on data management, where I can keep a portfolio of all the facility that I have. Okay, for all, if I have 100 or 200 over stores, what is their portfolio like? So how many of them is going on lease? How many of them I need to renew the contract with the owner? How many of them I need to maintain a certain licensings and all that? So these are the things that you can keep in a single portfolio, right? And the last part is where the executive, how and where can I get a single view of all this information within my pick and tips? All right. So what kind of things that ArcGIS is able to support? It can actually support the data coming from your imagery. Okay, it can be a tabular data coming from your stores, coming from your properties. Okay, so it can be a demographic from the statistic department, or your own statistic numbers, or the lifestyle, how do they their purchasing behavior. If you do not have that, and in Esri we also can provide you with those demographic data as well. So, and the next one is the facilities. How many where is the nearest so-called competitors? What are the nearest facilities, like hospitals, schools, okay, condominiums, and all that. And then those logistic data, like nearest MRT. Okay, the market characteristic, this is a land use area, residential area, industrial, and most importantly, the floor plan. So if I know, if I have a floor plan integrated with the IoT, in certain customer they have those IoT sensors, they know where are the the high footfall, because in certain shopping malls, for example, they know which are the area have the highest footfall. So if that area have a highest footfall, I can offer some those marketers to do some roadshow in that area, so that I know that this area conventionally will have a high traffic. So why is all this important? Because the data that you provide can actually be analyzed, okay, to understand where are the places that I can put my stores. And if I've decided to put stores, what kind of size or shapes we are talking about, okay? And how do I measure this based on the distributions? Because if I have so many stores in certain area, how is it equally distributed? All right, and I need to know what is the best location and where is the fastest path from my warehouse to deliver the item to my customer if they order it online. Okay, how do I cut short the delivery from 2 days to 1 day? Okay, the platform also need to provide me a capability to detect and qualify the pattern of the purchase. Okay, and most important of all, to do predictions. If I make a decision now, how it will looks like. Okay, am I going to have those increase of sales based on the statistic, or and then I can benchmark with the actual and see whether the decision is actually matching what I predicted. Okay, so the platform in ArcGIS is actually to enable everyone. Okay, you do not need to be a GIS specialist. You do not need to be a developer to design or create all those apps, because what from the field apps, business apps, and those what you see on the slide here is configurable. Okay, and then they are we call it out of the box. Okay, what you just need is just a drag and drop. Okay, I do not need to start the development from scratch. The template is already available. What you need is actually somebody to slice and dice and make some simple configurations, and you are able to have your apps ready. So from one of the use cases, we talk about a market landscape. So the market landscape is talking about how do I know the detailed properties and the market informations. Okay, the entire portfolio within my fingertips. So here I will just quickly do a demo. Okay, how the things looks like. All right. So if you look at the dashboard, you are able to see that this is a example. Okay, which is in the States. Okay, and if you look at it, is on the web base. I can see by using my mobile or my desktop or even tablets. Okay, so what I'm looking at is maybe in Washington. Okay, so when I view when I zoom into these maps, I will able to know that where are all my competitors, how my revenue looks like. Okay, how many competitor stores that I do have, and how many existing customers that walk into my stores. Okay, so let's say that I want to know one of this area. Okay, so when I select the store, I can actually know that my store numbers, my average daily sales for that source. This information can come in from your POS systems or your internal systems. So our platform is basically configurable, right? And which are actually an open platform. You can actually pull all this data and then put it in the pop-up window like what you're seeing now. So what is my past 12-month sales in this particular stores, and what is the retail market penetrations? Okay, so at the same time, the benefit, if I combine with other information like the facility information or the lease information, is like how long do I need to renew the contract with the owner, how many years left or how many months left. Okay, and then I can even integrate with the street view from other mapping platform to see the street view of that locations. Okay, and then I will able to know how many employees, how big is my so to call my stores. Okay, how many square feet we are talking about. All right, And I can even know that I can even put in like within 2 minutes drive time, how big is the population that I'm serving, and then how much is the household income, okay, what are the potential, and I can actually do a sales trend year on year, whether is it increasing or decrease, right? And since I know this is a competitors, I want to know who is the competitor that I'm talking about. So these are the things that will help to the market development team or the property team to understand how which is the best approach. So I can even add to understand where are all my customers. So when I look at this area, I know that I'm covering all these, and they are coming from all this area, which is in the square dots, right? So if I can, I even can add in more competitors information on the map to fully understand which are and where are they, and then is there any latest shopping mall coming in that area? I can actually add all those in the map as well. So these are the things that I can actually add in a map, right? And if you look at all these, the numbers below, is actually following, and it's dynamic. It's not a static count. It's based on all those things that, based on where I move, right? So for the stores which is not doing well, okay, I can actually even highlight them in the different colors so that it can be a key focus of my upcoming review. Whether should I shut this down, or should I do some marketing promotions because I know that there's one competitor around the road, or is it because the store is actually very near to the highway, the accessibility is not as good as it seems. So this can be some of the things that you can actually look at. All right. So another one that I would like to show on the use cases is the site collectors. Okay, site collectors is more on like when you identify one area, you want to be to have a platform that can easily update those information by capturing data, keying data. So what I'm showing you right now is actually a mobile app that we call a business analyst. Okay, so this business analyst is actually able to allow you to capture the location information by capturing pictures based on your observations, and also can allow you to compare the market insights. So you just need to log into ArcGIS and then put in your credentials. All right. So now the system will automatically locate the locations. Okay, and you can put in your projects. It can be your own project by specific names, or can be a market analyst that you want to do. Okay, so these are a profile that can help you to analyze. So when you create a site, you can based on buffer, drive time, or walk time. Okay, so when I want to take a photo of that area, okay, I can actually quickly capture a video or photos. All right, if I want to add, I can actually add from my phone library as well. I even can add more pictures on the surrounding area. Okay, so I can use the mobile phone to update how big is the potential area, and then how big is the square feet, how many car parks we're talking about, right? And then if you notice that I can even add those additional notes. Okay, so maybe my comment is a great locations, and can save it, right? So after I save this, when I go on site, right, this information will go back to the web. Okay, I can further do an analysis based on my my field data captures. So if you look at it, is the one that I updated, right? And you can create the infographic like in this area, how many population we're talking about, okay? The household, okay? And then the purchasing behavior on the annually on apparels, on personal care, healthcare, and all that. So I can very easily within my fingertips from the field all the way back to HQ that I can do and perform a site selections immediately, right? So with this we have another example which is coming in from use cases for executive view. So this executive view will give you an idea, like for retail community to understand for all my stores what kind of standing we are talking about. How much budget do I need to forecast for this renewal of the lease, or is there any additional features there or license I need to pay to the local authority in order to get those marketings going? For example, that how much money I need to pay for the billboards and all this. So all these you can put in one single dashboard with the locations. So these are the things that will able to help you, right? I can even do a site analysis based on the drive time, right? When I locate the area, I can find 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes drive. How far by driving or by walking does my stores can cover? So this is very useful for those research analysts, marketing research, and also to understand the customer how far I can cover, right? So this is something that which is very interesting. And the next one will be your sales performance dashboards. Okay, don't worry. And this slide will be shared after the end of the webinar. You can have more information about it, right? So sales performance data can be tapped into, like your POS data coming from your POS system, because occasionally that you do not have, you might not have the map view of it, but you have a static flat graph or chart or something like that. So you might need to have another view to understand your sales performance, or even your portfolio explorer, like I mentioned, you understand which location, how big is the size, and then when to renew and all that. So you can have a proper profile on all this, so that the relevant departments can have a quick search. Okay, so to summarize on this webinar is that location intelligence helped to address the commercial industry challenge. Okay, we can actually help to improve your return on investments by learning exactly which area is the right investments, and strategically put in the place and to test it out, and by all this analysis will be able to help you to lower the risk. Okay, and of course by increasing the sales, because you understand where the customer coming from and what they purchase. And then of course to enhance the customer loyalty, because you know where are all your members, and then how you can actually treat them faster, and what kind of promotion that you can correctly offer it to them. Okay, so for more information, you can actually learn more about this in the URL that I mentioned here. Okay, so with this, I'll pass it over to Amir. Amir, over to you.
Thank you, Erwin. So that was an interesting presentation on the power of location intelligence for the commercial sector. So we've had a couple of questions come through, and if you have been listening intently to Alvin and you haven't had the chance to type out your questions yet, there's still some time to do that through the question pane. But to kick off, we have one question from the attendee here that asks you, how updated is the demographic data that you showed in the business analyst? Over to you, Alvin.
Thank you for the question, Ami. So if I understand the question so correctly, is that from my second demo, you were able to see the demographic data being showed. So we have those internationally, especially in Malaysia, we have those market research data provider, which provide to us those data on a yearly basis. Okay, so and the good thing is that we'll update those spending power, household income, and all this on a yearly basis. So the good thing is that when you hop into it, it's automatically update on a yearly basis, which is a good thing, rather than every time you need to purchase a new one. Okay, and then and furthermore, it's actually you can use it on a web-based or mobile-based, so it's kind of very flexible. I hope I answer your questions, and then back to you, Ami.
Thank you, Alvin. let's take a look at the next question we have here. Okay, the question goes, I have a lot of data in the Excel format, and many of them do not have coordinates at the moment. Do you have any solutions for that?
That's a good question. So these are things that we face quite a lot, especially for retail. They have a lot of addresses, okay, from customers, but they do not have the X and Y, the latitude or longitude of the location. So in ArcGIS platform, we are able to provide the solutions on, we call it geocoding all those location that needs to be put in an X and Y and put it in a map, right? We have those specific tools. So it depends on how many you're talking about. So we have a different approach. Okay, it can be an online approach, or it can be an on-premise approach. So it depends how big the pool of information that you have. So we can actually talk further if you can leave some of the information behind, so that our sales team will get hold of you, so that we can understand how we can help you to address these needs.
All right, that's great. Okay, let's take a look at the next question we have here. I'm going to go with that. Can you share who in the retail market is actually using Esri product over here? Over to you, Elvin.
Okay, that's a good question. So there is a so-called list of those successful customers list in our ArcGIS, in our Esri website. Okay, so you can actually go to those under retail. Okay, so you will find some of lists of the customers. So to name a few, in so-called in US we have Walgreens. Okay, so which is something like in Malaysia we call their shop is something like Guardians or Caring Pharmacy. So they sell this kind of things, but they're using our location intelligence platform to better locate where the shop is, and then do a promotion based on the needs. So there are a lot of those case studies that you can actually update it from the websites. And in the Europe, Yums Group, okay, which is the KFC, is actually one of our largest customer in Europe. Okay, and if you talk about in Switzerland, there will be Migros, okay, which is using our platform to cater their supply chains. Okay, they are using it on the different perspective, not practically on the store, but because they are running a supermarket business, they need to know where are all the so-called the merchandiser who providing those goods, what time they do reach the warehouse, and when do we reach it, and if is the existing warehouse sufficient to cater the needs for the upcoming seasons. Okay, so I hope I can answer all this one by one, but there is a long list of customers that we share how their experience is by using our platform, which is in our website.
All right, great. So let's take a look at the next question we have over here. The question goes, is there any trial that are available that related to the retail industry?
Okay, good question. See, we have those trial license, okay, which is in, you can actually go to Esri Malaysia website to look for them, okay. We will give you a 21 days trial license, okay. You can actually, my suggestion for retailer is actually you can choose the ArcGIS Online, okay. This is the easiest and lightest versions you can try to understand how our platform can actually support you. And in one of those examples, like the few mobility apps that you can actually use in your handphone, can actually be used in the trial license, and you can start pulling your own data. And there is not just giving you a trial license per se. We do have those e-learnings, okay, and so that we get able to learn how to use our product much more faster. All right, and then it's guided, and then it's free, so you can actually know how ArcGIS Online, for example, can actually help in your retail sectors. Okay, I hope that I answer your questions. And any further questions, Ami?
Okay, great. So, I mean, that's all the time we have. That's all the questions that we have. And if there is any more questions, you can still send in, and we will surely reach out to you with the response. So, moving on, we really love your feedback. And please take the time to fill out the brief survey that you will see pop up at the end of the session. So, any further feedback or questions can be sent directly to events@esrimalaysia.com.my. And finally, if you would like to rewatch this webinar or share with your colleagues, the recording will be available shortly on Esri Malaysia events page this week. I want to thank you, Alvin, once again, and thanks everyone for joining today. And we will see you for the next Directions Live online webinar series. Goodbye.